What's happening? Guys, today got a little special treat for you. I broke out of retirement the Mr. Beer Fermenter. Bad boy right there, the little football. Go long, she's full of sanitizer. Yeah, reason why I did that is I recently started following him on Facebook. That is Mr. Beer. Mr. Beer was bought by Cooper's, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, I'm not sure, something like that. Combined, whatever, they partnership together. And I was checking out Mr. Beer's blog, and they got some pretty cool recipes. So I printed one off. This one's called Howling Red Ale. And when I first made the Mr. Cooper's, the Mr. Beer, all I did was put the old can of liquid malt extract into the bad boy, you know, added the yeast, and off we went. But these guys, they've come up with this Howling Red Ale, which calls for 1 can of Oktoberfest Lager brewing extract, 1 packet of brewing yeast, which, as you know, if you brewed it all under the cap is where you get that. And then it says for 1 brew max liquid malt extract. Well, I just went with this. How much did they call for? Anyway, I forget what they called for because, well, I know what they call for. They call for 3 pounds of it. On the instructions here, it doesn't say it, but when I went and I checked it, what the brew max liquid malt soft pack is, it is 3 pounds. So I just went to my local brew shop and I picked up Golden Light liquid malt extract. Same thing, they call for golden. This is what it is, Golden Light. Could be an amber, same idea. So one of those. They called for, on the recipe, they called for 1.5 ounces of Cascade pellet hops because we're going to dry hop this bad boy. I picked up 2 ounces, so I'm going to use the whole 2 ounces. That'll just give it a little more hopish sensation to it. 1 hop sack. So they're saying, and you'll see me go through all this, they're saying to put the hops into a hop sack and then put them in the fermenter in the hop sack. I'm just going to put them in. And the reason why some people use a hop sack is because they're worried about sediment from the hop. I never worry about that. It never seems to bother me much. And I find with these Mr. Beer and the Cooper's DIY kit that I'm always talking about, spigots up here where you're going to bottle from, and you've got all the space under here that all the sediment, including the hops, drops down there. So I never find I get any in my beer. Let me see, 1 pack of no rinse cleaner. So this is sanitizer. This came with the Mr. Beer refill, which is cool. I didn't use it because I have Star San. So I cleaned, and this is filled with sanitizer right now. It's still filled. I cleaned it with my good old trusty what the heck is it? No odor, no scent, just hand soap. That's what I clean with. And then I put the old Star San in there. So that's what I've done so far. On top of that, so the directions talk to you, tell us, I talk to you, the instructions tell me, I tell you, that I've got to boil 4 cups of water. So that's what I'm doing right now. So all we do is we're going to boil the 4 cups of water, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put the liquid malt extract in after we run it under some hot water here in order to loosen it up. We're going to open it up, put it in, then we're going to put the liquid malt extract that I picked up, the LME, we're going to put that in, and then we're going to dump the hops in. We're going to stir it up, get it all mixed up good. We're going to fill this up with some cold water. We're then going to put our concoction, and that's almost boiling already, in, and then we're going to fill her up, I think, to the, 8.5 liter mark. Yeah, 8.5 liter mark with cold water, and that's it. Drop the yeast in, and we're rocking, baby. So I'll be back soon. All right, water's boiling, guys. So next step, it actually says to drop the hops in there. Now I'm giving that a little soaking in my sanitizer. I always keep a little bowl of sanitizer nearby so I can sanitize the crap and everything. We don't want any bacteria. Put that back in the sanitizer. It says to drop them in while the water's still boiling. So I'm going to do that. That one, that's 1 ounce, and we're going to go with 2 ounces. The recipe called for 1.5. But I'm no sense opening one of these things and only taking half of it. So we're going to go with 2 ounces. Oh, we can smell the hoppies. Got my sanitized spoon. I'm going to give that a stir. and then I'm taking her off. It says take it off the heat. So that's what we're gonna do. Cover that up. Next steps, guys. I've got the liquid malt extract from the Mr. Beer sitting in the hot water, so it liquefies the good stuff. I think on this one, yeah, you turn it over. Let's give that another sanitize. There we go. Open that bad boy up. Son of a bitch. Open up. There we go. Alright, this is the riveting part. So you're watching me open a can of liquid malt extract. Yeah, it's good times. Alright, but yeah, I do sanitize the top like you just saw me do. Because every time the thing falls right in, the top of the can falls right in. Sanitize my knife there. Pull it out. Get all the goodness in the can. So it's always good to soak this in hot water so that it becomes much, like I said, liquefied, pours much better into the can. We're going to dump that bad boy in. It's not boiling anymore, it's just hot. Do that. And spoon, sanitize that again. And this is no rinse sanitizer, so that's cool. So you can just, you don't have to rinse it. Quite a brilliant name, no rinse. All right, there we go. Get all the goodness. You want to try to get it all in there, guys, because obviously this is what gives you the taste, but also is what's involved with fermenting. Usually, if you see my video, I'll have some water boiling in a kettle and dump it in here and rinse it around. But this liquefied pretty good, so I'm not going to have to do that this time around. Get most of it out. Okay. That a stir because you don't want it to scorch, but it is not on the heat, so it should not scorch. Now we've got, this is the non-hop liquid malt extract that I picked up. Put that in there, sanitize that. Same idea, I would sanitize the top of that before I put it in. Take some sanitizer on there, give her a go. I had that soaking as well, so it liquefied up. Dropping that good stuff in there. Again, this was 3 pounds of golden light extract, LME, liquid malt extract. Same idea. Putting that in there with the, I think what we say, 4 cups, which is about 1 liter of water. Got it boiling, then put the hops right into it while it was still boiling. Added the Mr. Beer malt extract. That's not bad, that's good enough. I'm not sweating this one anyways. Try it, really just interested to see what this turns out like. And then we want to stir it all up. Now here's the tricky part, you got to get it all melted up. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to get this nice and liquefied because then I'm going to be dumping it into my fermenter. So I'll be back real soon. All right, guys. So now we've got it all stirred it up real good. Didn't take too long, put 30 seconds and it was all melted up. Now we take our trusty old football kegger here. It says to fill it up, and I've got well water so I can go right out at the top, which is awesome. Fill it up to the 4 quart mark on the back. Okay? Now on cold water, because remember we're pouring the hot, that's now called wort, we're pouring the hot wort into the keg. Do not put the boiling hot water into the keg without the cold water being there. Okay? It's bad news. Alright, getting there. I don't do quarts up here, but this holds for you quarty people. What's that say? I can't even tell, 8.5 I think. It says quarts altogether, so you want to go up to the 4 mark with cold water. We're then going to dump the wort in and then top it up with more quarter to the 8 liter mark. That's good enough. Let's do this, okay. Now, this should be interesting, so we don't want to spill. Obviously, make a little messy. There we go. Pouring the good stuff in there. It's a pretty easy recipe, guys, and if it turns out halfway decent, what I love about, one thing I do like about Mr. Beers is they're so small that you can try different recipes like this, and if it tastes bad, well, whatever. It was only a smaller batch. So now we're going to top that up to it's actually the 8.5 liter mark. Let's see if that's what they're telling me. Yeah. camera runs out. Let's fill that all the way up. This is exciting. Running water, watching the water go in. Very exciting times. Live action. Let's see what that's at. They've got the marks on the back. That's close enough. How we doing? I want to make sure this thing's still recording. It is. We're in action. Okay, it says stir up real good. It's probably already stirred pretty good. You don't even check the temperature on this, which is a little weird, because you think you'd want to get it down to pitching temperature, but this is beer. They try to keep it simplified, and I think and it feels good anyways. So then what we're going to do, guys, yeast comes under the package. You made a little dip as well. Sanitize the scissors. Ba, ba. And it goes, guys. That's it. That's it. That's it. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. And if they make pretty good beer with this, these recipes they come up with, I'm going to be really impressed. And that'll rock. I'll be back for a taste test. This thing, I'll put it away for a good 2 weeks. I like 2 weeks room temperature. You know, I don't know, 68 degrees Fahrenheit type of deal. That's what I got, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me a comment, give me a like, give me a subscribe, all the good stuff. I'm out of here.